All right, guys. Let me check the chat. Don't think everyone's ready tonight. Don't got too many people on tonight. How's it going? How's it going? We're live. About to get the session started. Might be on for the next hour or two. We're going to check out the markets. See how things are going tonight. Do a little market update. There's some news today to pay attention to as well. And yeah, we're going to cover the charts on this session. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm checking the chat out right now. How's everybody doing tonight? Big day in the market tomorrow. So got to keep an eye on the news tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's major news coming out. A lot of movement today in the market. Everybody hear me good? Let me know if you guys hear me all good in the chat. And we're about to get started here in a couple of minutes on our way here. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm going to turn a little bit of music on. Just a little bit. Good. Dope. Tomorrow's a big day. It's 8:44 right now. I'm gonna be on for a bit, looking at gold, checking out the market maybe a bit before London. It's like some Breaking Bad. Sounds like Breaking Bad type of song. Let's look at gold. There's a lot of news today in the market. I want to cover that too. Gold right now dropping. Looking like this 4 hours is going to close bearish on gold. We're going to go over some analysis soon. Cover some of the news that was today in the market real quick. And then we're going to mark up the charts. So now a lot of us are looking at Bitcoin right now as well. There's a lot of news. And now we got 6 days left until January 20th. Big day. BlackRock reports that Bitcoin and Bitcoin and crypto adoption is outpacing the internet and mobile phones. That's always been circulating. This is like staying news. This has been said already. But it's continuously being said by BlackRock how the crypto adoption is outpacing what the internet did in its first 15 years and, catching up to what mobile phones did in the first 21 years in terms of adoption, like where we are in the market for usage. So you can see they wrote here time needed to achieve 300 million users. That's pretty interesting. And another thing I was looking at today, I think I have it here, was how many addresses have 1 Bitcoin or more. So do you guys know? Do you guys know what the number is? I can actually pull it up. So some interesting numbers and stuff, a little research I was doing today. Another cool thing we can look at, I have it here, saved somewhere, is addresses, amount of addresses. I'll drop it in Discord. Actually, yeah, I'll just put it in Discord real quick for you guys. I'll put a picture Where is it? I should have it saved here somewhere on my phone. So in terms of adoption, we're seeing adoption, but when I got it, found it. Let me share this in Discord for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. If you're in the Discord, look in like 10 seconds, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'll pull it up. So I just posted it. So this many addresses have more than one Bitcoin. Just think about that for like future reference, in the sense like how many people will hold one Bitcoin 4, 8, 10 years from now. Because in terms of adoption, BlackRock stating that adoption happening much quicker than internet and mobile phones. And if you know how Bitcoin works, the supply decreases, or how the supply doesn't decrease, but how fast the supply comes out decreases over time. So holding more than one Bitcoin, 1 million. So there's only 21 million Bitcoin in the world, right? So when you think about that number, 1 million right now, hold more than one. Not everyone in the world is gonna like own, over time, maybe not, but not everyone in the world is gonna have like one Bitcoin over time, or hold on to one. Kind of shows you that. That's interesting, right? Let me check chat. What are you guys saying in the chat? So that's pretty cool. If you're doing research, like look into adoption, right? Pay attention to numbers. It's math, right? So it's simple math, right? When you think about like, okay, there's this many people in the world, this much Bitcoin over time. Definitely interesting. So let's close that. Not to mention, we mentioned this morning, right? And in the Discord, there was a lot of panic yesterday. There's still more whales buying, and public companies that are buying Bitcoin in large amounts. Yesterday we mentioned how there was a company in Hong Kong, not to mention the Canada ETFs. There's a lot of good news we mentioned on the streams earlier today, if you caught the streams, and I put the info in the Discord. I'm not going to go over all that right now. We went over that already on the streams, and it's in the Discord. It's a lot of information we already went over, but this is just more to add to that we already went over. So we can see, like, in the midst of like the dips happening with Bitcoin and the crypto market going down, there's still people buying these dips. This is interesting because in 6 days you have obviously Trump's inauguration. Looks like it's going to be a big little party. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg are all going to be attending. Elon and Mark Zuckerberg are actually going to be sitting together at Trump's party, so that's interesting, because there's talks also about them from day one installing crypto policies. JP Morgan predicts Solana and XRP ETFs could attract $3 to $8 billion in new investments if approved, with SEC decisions expected by late January. So what happened yesterday with JP Morgan? Right? What do you guys know? Remember? I brought it up on stream, but maybe some of you guys are new here. Anybody new here? Or who was on this morning? Who was on yesterday? Who's been plugged in? Remember this? I'll bring this up. I don't want to talk about everything we talked about already, just maybe one thing. Where is it? The JP Morgan. Yesterday, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon labels Bitcoin as a Ponzi scheme. And then we already talked about how Jerome Powell labels it as digital gold. If you look at this, JP Morgan, meanwhile yesterday, Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat if you're new. Let me know if this is your first stream or if you've been on some sessions already. We've been live every day here on YouTube. JP Morgan calling Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme yesterday, and then you got Jerome Powell labeling it as digital gold. Meanwhile, JP Morgan today, this happened today in the morning. Actually, when I was going live this morning was when this news came out, so I didn't see it until after I got off the stream this morning. So I'm just updating you guys with everything else that I have seen so far since this morning. We talked about a lot this morning on the stream for anybody who's new. Yeah, Elon's also getting sued. Yes, I saw that as well. I just saw that before I got on. I saw the headline. This is big because, I'll tell you why this is big, and it's stuff we've already talked about. Like, it's interesting because the more and more we do these streams, it's like things we're going to talk about are going to become relevant at times. It's like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I brought up the Solana ETFs, right? I brought up this and how this is going to be big news. And now you got JP Morgan over here talking about the Solana ETFs, how those are going to be big late January. So if you're into Solana now, XRP, if you're looking, there's supposedly XRP ETFs apparently, or ETPs that are going to hit the market. That, if you're looking at the price of XRP, if you want to look at the chart and talk charts on XRP, it's looking strong. Like it's looking good ahead of the inauguration. We've talked about it on prior streams as well. Anybody who's been on the streams with me since last week, we've been actually talking about an XRP breakout. Right? Anybody who's been on streams with me, we've been talking about how this chart looks stronger compared to all the other cryptos, right? We've been talking about how, yeah, a lot of cryptos just dipped, bled out. Ethereum, Solana down. A lot of things are down, right? Whereas when you look at XRP and HBAR, coins like that, look at even like HBAR. If you're a technical analyst, tell me this chart doesn't look, like what it is to you, right? Just keep moving your lines. Soon this will break out. Kind of like what XRP is doing right now. Soon this will break out. Or if you're into coins like, what is that, Algo, QNT, maybe XLM, they might look similar in price action. So you look at XRP right now, and we've talked about the positive news surrounding XRP in the last several streams. Looks like it could go to $3-4 potentially. That could be by January 20th or even after January 20th. We know why January 20th. We're waiting for that. That's pretty much the day we're really waiting for in the market, right? You guys should know if you're following streams. If you're following the streams, you should already be kind of on the same page as me with where we are in the market. Whereas there is a lot of panic lately, and that's normal. After January 20th, the inauguration, we should go stronger on Bitcoin as well. I think the community behind the token is strong. There's a lot of news around it. Like you got this coming out. JP Morgan talking about XRP ETFs could attract $3 to $8 billion. You had a lot of whales buying. If you look at the whales that have been buying XRP, there was big orders back over here. And the chart shows you like demand. It's one of these patterns, just bigger. So if you go over here, let's go to the 1 hour, for instance. That's a good question. I see what you said. Evan Smith. Oh, look at that. We got another Evan. We got two Evans here. All right. Smash the like button for Evan, guys. Smash the like button for Evan. Got two Evans. It was good. It's one of these patterns right here. See on the 1 hour down here? See what I see? Do your eyes see what you know that song? Do you see what I see? It's one of those breakout patterns, but just on the daily. Like we can see this pattern forming on the daily. We've been talking about this on streams. So the reason you asked if token is holding strong, during this pullback, that means the community could be strong, or there's just more demand behind that token. There's more demand. There's something there behind that token with demand. Community strong. If you're seeing things, if you're seeing overall like broader market and crypto took, you know, a big flush out. If you see some things that didn't get as impacted, there's more demand there, more holding. So that when market really rebounds, like Bitcoin forms a new high and market goes back to kind of where it was, extreme greed, that token could be much stronger in that phase. It's kind of like, it's like an XRP right now. XRP, if we're looking at major tokens, because I think you're just asking a general question. XRP, we can see it just holding demand. That's on the breakout, the Verge starting. We talked about that on Friday. So still some news we can go over a little bit more. Again, I've talked about this on several streams. BTC pumping or dumping before presidential inauguration. So we're seeing this again. Like we talked about in this morning stream, I would watch this morning stream if you didn't. There's a lot of info on there. And then check out the Discord, because I posted all the charts as well that we went over this morning in the Discord. We even talked about this morning and last week. Going into inauguration, the market can have panic. Pretty normal, but it's after, right? So that's what you're getting in right now. You're in that shakeout stage of the market, that final shakeout stage before, I would say February, March, potential run, right? You're in that shakeout stage right now where there's just a lot of fear in the market. A lot of people would have got liquidated, a lot of longs, a lot of traders, a lot of panic sellers definitely came into the market as well. But this is just a normal phase in the market when it comes to inaugurations. After, market should pump. And going into February, March, market should be kind of back normal to what it was doing in like October, November, and you get another run. We'll keep paying attention to that. Another thing to consider. So this is all the news. Like if you look at what I talked about this morning and then add up all this together, it just shows like we're bullish coming. Like whatever we go through from now until January 20th, after, we're bullish. Like there's a lot of news that I'm just been showing you guys over the last couple sessions that really highlights that. Bitcoin balance on exchanges just hit new low. So one thing I mentioned at the beginning of the session, right? Remember I was talking about at the beginning of the session? With how many wallets have one or more Bitcoin in it? If you guys are all on here at the beginning, maybe some of you guys joined a little late, but at the beginning we were talking about a little thing on Bitcoin and the amount of wallets that are holding one Bitcoin or more in the world. So when you look at Bitcoin balance on exchanges, it just hit a new low. So supply shock potentially incoming for the market. Because like I said, you're seeing, remember I was saying at the beginning, you're seeing all these, you know, with all the panic, a lot of panic, right, in the market. But you're seeing these huge buy orders, right, scooping up large amounts of Bitcoin. So remember I said there's how many addresses with one Bitcoin, right? Over time, like that amount of addresses right now could be lower over time, 8 years from now. And then another thing that's interesting, I'll play the video real quick so you guys can listen if you didn't hear this today. This is big because this guy's about to resign, right? And this guy's the reason XRP didn't shine. So just to give it a listen real quick.
You love it. You don't like those other coins.
I've never owned. Yeah, I think that Bitcoin is a highly speculative, volatile asset, but with 7 billion people around the globe, 7 billion people want to trade it, just like we do have gold for 10,000 years. We have Bitcoin. It might be something else in the future as well. Right. These other thousands of projects need to show their use case and show that they actually have fundamentals underlying them, or they won't persist. Joe.
Oh my God,
And
you own
that's
Bitcoin.
where the public, that's
Like, oh my God, you own Bitcoin. You hear that?
they won't persist.
On
Joe.
CNBC.
Oh my God,
And
you own
that's
Bitcoin.
where the public, that disclosure.
That's what it's.
Oh, come on, why are you so
You love
bad?
it.
I've never owned.
You love.
I've never.
You love it. You
I've
don't
never-
like.
This guy just low-key has Bitcoin, right? Look at this. This is it. Talking bad about crypto, suing XRP. This is him right here, accumulating in secret for years. He just said, like, if you listen,
Underlying thousands of projects.
he's
Future
talking
as well.
like he's saying
We have
Bitcoin. He's comparing Bitcoin to these thousands of other projects that should, So he's saying there's something there with Bitcoin. He just said there is something there with Bitcoin, like gold.
Just like we do have gold for
gold for 10,000
people
years.
want to trade it, just like we do have gold for 10,000 years. We have Bitcoin. It might be something else in the future as well.
Right? Kind of interesting. And remember what I said about Jerome Powell, how he labels it as digital gold, right? He's about to resign, right? And he's part of a reason why, let's just use the word suppressed for good manner. Why maybe some cryptos were really suppressed 4 years ago, and even in the last 4 years in some ways, in some manners, with regulations and the policies that he tried to put against companies, tokens and stuff. He kind of did say there, like, he's pretty much against like the thousands of cryptos out there. He said these thousands of other cryptos out there need to find utility, blah, blah, blah. But we have this Bitcoin. Interesting. He kind of highlighted Bitcoin, something there with Bitcoin, right? He's out, I think, in 5 days. So in 5 days, he's out. He's getting fired, right? So there's a lot of news you can kind of take from the last couple of sessions we did together and put the pieces together, kind of follow the clues, right? And we even see Bitcoin right now at 97,000. That's interesting. Still 6 days away from inauguration, so a lot of price action can happen, but it's looking good for now. It's looking good at the moment. So that's that with crypto. A lot of news there. Check it out. Check out the other streams. We'll research some of that stuff. There's even more, but we'll go over maybe some more at the end of the session. We have more time for that maybe later on. There's some Ethereum news as well and other Bitcoin news circulating, but that's pretty much the majority of it. If you guys have any questions, type in the chat. If you're new here, remember to subscribe. I'm going to be live here every day of the week. And we'll be going over information like this. If you guys want me to go over crypto later, type in the chat like later on. If there's any cryptos you want me to talk more about, just type in the chat later on in the stream. Gonna see what a little bit of Forex is doing right now. Talk about that. Yeah, this breakout. Look at this breakout on XRP. Looks like $3 is incoming. It's doing the same. I want to show you guys one thing XRP is doing interesting enough. Look at the last time. So it looks like it's going to go to 350. If you look at the very first time price was here. So we go way back, actually. This is interesting when you take a look at it. We go way back to like 2017. Check this out. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't. But the first time we hit $2, the price broke above it, and it made this resistance, pulled back, and then ran. So when we actually go to the chart, and we kind of remember that, and we go to the chart right now, and we look at XRP. It's broken above $2, and it stayed above it. Just like it did the first time it ever actually hit this, broke above $2. So I think it looks like $3 is on the way, personally. Kind of on the way there. Probably hit that number, and there could be some sell orders that come in at a number like $3 or around there. You probably see some sell orders hit the market even around there. Some volume coming in. Take profiters, that's just normal if it gets to that $3, but breakout's coming. That looks dope. Yeah, the song reminds me of some like Breaking Bad song. Where'd I get crypto news? Opinion on gold. We're about to look at it. Well, there's different websites. Some you might like more than others. Gold right now looks more like buy setting up here. Let me see. Let me turn my indicators on. Looks like a buy setting up right now on gold. Possibly. Yeah, first direction, like right now, like this session is time where it's like it could kind of go, it could find direction back and forth. But if you look at this current candle, it's turning bullish. We just had 1, 2, 3 hours down. Market kind of dropped around 26.75. Current candle right now, you can see it's starting to turn green, but it just opened 10 minutes ago. I'll have to look maybe on the 5-minute on this candle, see what's happening on the 5-minute inside of this candle. If you look down here, there's some good support areas like here. Market came into some volume all the way down here where it moved in New York session. To me, right now, looking like more buys could be pushing up, trying to push back up. Jupiter, Link. Yeah, I have Jupiter and Link. Jupiter is good long term. That's still a new coin that came out in March, right? I think. I think 26.75, like trying to get above there. I think you could even monitor price action, like if I think it's trying to get above this 26.75 potentially. Like if it can, there could be a break and retest. I was looking left and like the market could get above 26.75 if dollar is bearish tomorrow. But yeah, crypto news. I went over this the other day. Someone asked where to get crypto news. This is a good website you can start on right here. But Twitter, there's some good pages. Like you could follow this page on Twitter, Bitcoin Magazine, like Bitcoin Watcher. There's a couple like Twitter accounts as well that just kind of post up-to-date news on major things. This is a good website, Cointelegraph, where at the top you have news here. You just click on markets or even other sectors, indices here you can see. There's other things, but I just usually go to news, markets, and just throughout the day look at this, see what's kind of like at that headline, and click on something that stands out to me. But I'll go through like a quick read. When it comes to like doing like Twitter research, like if you have a coin you're in, you look at that coin. Like Twitter is another way you can do research. Is where like you just saw, I got a lot of the information I just showed you guys was from Twitter. Like Cointelegraph is a good Twitter account. I follow like some of the posts were from them. But as you get used to kind of doing it more, like you'll find things over time that you like more. Like, okay, I'll get my research from here. I think I could make a full more training on that, showing you, like log into my Twitter and show as an example. But even now, like I'm on my Twitter scrolling on my phone, and like, for instance, like right here, I'll show you. So for instance, like right here, like 1 day ago, just in, Trump's inauguration will feature tech industry leaders, including a crypto ball celebrating him as the first crypto president. So like when you're on Twitter following certain crypto accounts, you can kind of get quick research like that fast. Go explore more on it, make sure it's real. There's headlines, so when you see these headlines, you want to research more on the headlines and see, okay, is this real or is it foo-foo? Was it sell at 70? No, that's good. No, that's good. That's not greedy. Like, you get used to those moves. Like the pullbacks, if you can follow the pullbacks, like on gold, you'll be good. This candle's engulfing, maybe starting some volume for Tokyo, right? Tokyo volume coming in. Could try to push up, break above 26.75. If it doesn't break above this high, then you're bearish. Like, so for now, it's like you have this high here on gold. If you don't break above that, you could possibly get rejection there, and that would like flip the 4-hour bearish. Breaking above that could lead to like breakout continuation. These are possible plays maybe for like pre-London as volume kicks up over the next couple hours. You have to kind of game plan price tonight, watch it in London. London can usually pick the direction. Like right now, if you look at last night, for instance, around these hours, market was kind of consolidating up and down, and then London had more of a direction into New York. New York reversed. So if you look at last night, for instance, like last night was kind of choppy around these hours. Like this was the price action these hours. London was bearish, so London had a downtrend last night. So most weeks and days in the week with gold, you're gonna have like London either being a downtrend or London being an uptrend. And by the time you're in New York, there's gonna be a trend like this. You know, if you look at London session yesterday, it starts here, 8:30 New York time, 9:30. The market's down here. So overall, like the majority of London hours were bearish into New York hours, and you got a reversal in New York session. So this morning, I was even looking for buys this morning. If you guys were on the stream this morning, I was even looking for buys this morning. I was saying word for word. I even rewatched some of it word for word. I was like, if we 26.60, we might hold this low. And we got that reaction this morning. Looking at 4-hour, it's like this 4-hour is forming a wick on it. There's more bullish structure here on the 4-hour here, like low, high, low, higher, high. So I'm like, this looks more like it wants to go up to me, like it's more like in a bullish dynamic, like there. That's what I see more like on gold right now. So the 4-hour could still come down and just retrace deeper. But the 4-hour structure here looks more up, down, up, down. When you look at like the trend, maybe some trending structure, like higher highs, higher lows. You can see here we have a low on the 4-hour. It ran up and created a high. So when we're talking about market structure, and then from there come down, made a low. From there we went up, higher high. So you see market's pulling back right now. There's this previous high here to the left, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be up all night. Like I'm gonna be up all night, probably take a nap before the morning session, like a 3-4 hour nap. I slept all day. I just woke up like an hour ago. I have a weird, you guys think you have a weird schedule? Wait till you see mine. The thing of the trader life, you'll see. Wait till you see my schedule. I just woke up. I usually wake up these hours, sometimes later. But since I'm going to be streaming now, I might stream even later for more pre-London, because this is like Tokyo Open. One day I see myself streaming at midnight. I'll just tell you that now. One day I'll be streaming at like midnight, 1 a.m. Eastern time. I'll just give you guys the heads up ahead of time. Why? Because that's like pre-London. Way more volume in there. I catch way more signals or entries in there, I find. Yeah, like it's winter right now. There's nothing to do here. It's cold. So the daytime, yeah, you got to kind of let gold develop some price action to it. Right now, it looks more bullish to me though, like on this structure when I'm looking at this. Pre-London's a great time to trade. You can catch some scalps, some good entries. Sometimes these times, like when you get used to gold, there's a lot of times of the day. It just depends on how it moves at certain times of the day. But if you look at 4 hour right now, with that previous high there, which 2670, I think was there's some people marking charts in the Discord. Someone was saying 2670 or something. I had a pretty good markup before. I throw my markups in the live chat too. Like I was throwing some markups today. Yeah, this is like looking more like we want to try to push upside to me on gold. Maybe for London today. Maybe London's bullish today. New York bearish. Or if we get London bearish, then we know it'll probably be New York bullish. Or we get London bullish today. More so for gold. Yeah, one day, maybe in a month or two from now, maybe in like March, you know, March revs up. Let's look at GBP/USD. GBP/USD has news right in London today, so I think I might look for a buy on GU today, to be honest. Maybe in London session, GU buys possibly. Like you have volume here, so it just depends on how it so when you're looking at volume reactions, it's like understanding like maybe what's in control right now. It looks like buyers are in control, accumulating, so it's like price could come down and move up, or price could come down and move up where the volume is. GU, maybe London. I think there's news for GU in London, right? Unemployment claim, is that today? Like, well, Wednesday it would be. Is there GBP? Is that? Oh no, that would be. Oh yeah, there's GBP CPI, CPI GBP. So there's high impact GBP at 2 a.m. And then there's even more GBP in the week. Yeah, there's high impact GBP all week. GBP/USD looks interesting on the daily. Like it's low, like some rejection here on the daily time frame. I'd watch this in London and see if these levels hold. What are we at right now? 122.9. Like right now, what time is it? When's the news? News is at 2 a.m. So news could spike this up or provide an entry like during London for this. Cause yeah, it's 2 a.m. I like what this is doing, how it's potentially holding here. I could see a move potentially up on GU. And that might move tonight for London, 2 a.m. If you look at GU and then you look at EU next to each other, so GBP/USD and then you put EUR/USD next to each other on the daily. Well, EUR/USD's had a big movement yesterday. Well, yesterday's candle. Whereas GBP/USD's kind of chilling lower. So if you look at the two charts side by side each other, you got GBP/USD on the left, then you got EUR/USD on the right. So GU looks like it's kind of in a spot where like EU was. If you look at how EU closed. Potentially suggesting like GU could try to hold these lows, push up. That might be something I'm gonna be watching in London. I might put a chart for it closer to London in Discord, but I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this tonight because I know there's news at 2 a.m. There might be an entry on the news as well, like you saw this morning. I mean, this morning when I got on the stream this morning, I streamed for 3 hours, right? And you know, when I got on, the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, everyone's asking, "What's gold doing? What's gold? Come on, send a gold chart. Send a gold chart. Like, we need gold. We need gold." And a lot of you guys don't understand. Like, it's patience, waiting, waiting. Like, once you know who's in control and you find a setup and you're more confident, boom, it could take some waiting. Like, I caught buys on gold around 9:30 this morning, but I started streaming at 7 a.m., right? So over 2 hours, right, before I caught the buys, and an hour after the news. So it's patience at times, right? It's not always about jumping on the charts like, where's the signal? Where's the signal, right? I wish it was always like that. I wish we were robots like that, right? But we're only human, right? I wish we could be a robot and know every moment, okay, the market's gonna do this. At times, if you're sitting on the chart for 5 hours straight, you can get those clues. Trust me. If you're locked in on the chart and you understand price, you'll know who's in control at many times, and you'll follow the flow of price. But that takes time on the chart, like dedication, right? Yeah, maybe 2670. You saw just a strong candle came in there. It's not always about jumping on and like, okay, what's the signal right now? It's letting price do some movement, show you some characteristics, show you some behavior, show you some like reactions even, right? Show you some accumulations, maybe show you an engulfing candle, maybe show you a closure, right? A bit of a 15-minute engulfing there on gold. There's a nice zone here, so back to the 4 hour real quick on gold. Like, this is just one candle, so it's not that big of a correction. It's kind of aggressive because right now we just have one 4 hour bearish candle coming down, but you can see the price structure here looks more on the bullish side to me, like it wants to maybe pop back up. So I think the signal's loaded. What time we got? 9:30, maybe closer to like 12. There would be maybe a signal in here for gold. Keeping an eye on it. Looking at that again, reference point, that previous high. If you're new as well, I dropped the Discord link in the chat. Check it out. I'm in there every day. It's pinned in the chat. We got a community Discord that's open to the public, open to the world. You can join. But looking at gold right now, this is what I'm seeing. We're starting to form a bottom wick on this 4 hour. Not the most bearish 4 hour, like it could close bearish and next 4 hour goes down. But this is more what I'm seeing. I like to stick with, you know, what I'm seeing here on the chart. This 1 hour, 33 minutes till the close. On the 1 hour, we're getting a pullback on the 5 minutes. So you could even look, like if you're scalping, you could look for buys like right now on gold and try to target the high, like in this 2670 area, and see if Tokyo gives you a push into London. If not, I think London could be more bullish than bearish last night. We've already been dropping down today. If you look at this 15-minute, there's an engulfing candle here. So that tells you buyers, this 15-minute right here, you can see, you can tell something just stepped in. And when you look at the 1 hour, the 1 hour is flipping bullish. Go to the 30-minute flipping bullish, but that 15-minute shows an engulfing candlestick right there. And that does kind of a BOS, a break of structure, when you go to the 5 minute. It's like trying to with these highs. So when I'm in a situation like this, I'm looking at this price action that's forming, and my eyes see maybe a bit of accumulation in the market building up with this, right? Like what my eyes would see here now is, okay, maybe we're forming an accumulation, right? We consolidated, punched down, ran up. The market could maintain this. It could try to break out, right? Overall, if I'd want to see this hold, if I was looking to trade this, right, I'd want to see this hold, right? Might get like a 1 hour close here and next candlestick comes up. So candlestick closure. You guys might have seen earlier today, I wrote some stuff in the Discord chat about candlestick closure. That's waiting till the candle finishes and anticipating the next candlestick's direction. So you're looking at this current candlestick in front of you. It has a wick on the top. Don't like how big the wick on the top is in comparison to the bottom. But something like this, for instance, down here, you see this candle closed, next one goes up. So if we're looking at like candlestick closure can help us determine like a market direction. Whether the buyers are in control or the sellers are more in control, which side of the market's stronger, especially depending on how the candlestick looks, if it's bigger, which side the wicks are also on for the candle. You'd want this 1 hour to hold here. If I'm looking for buys here, I'd want this 1 hour to hold, right? It would need to close bullish in 30 minutes. That would potentially bring the next 1 hour candle up. If you're looking for like, this could come back, potentially even react, have a move out of this, hold 2670. I'm probably gonna send a signal in the Discord maybe around, I think between like 11 and 12, maybe even 12 and 1 a.m. like probably later tonight if we don't find anything really good here. But I'll definitely have a signal tonight in Discord in the XAU chat. For now, this could potentially hold the 2670. Lines up with the 4 hour. This is all I really see on gold right now. If you're looking at right now in front of us, there's something maybe building up here, right? This area stands out. Kind of have internal and a bit of like an external range here. We have this low and then this low. We have two areas here. One's closer, so one's in price. So a lot of times you could have a significant structure in price, but you could have something like this form inside. So you have two places here technically. You have this low, and you have the low down here still. Price could ultimately come back to this low and retest it, but there's still the bottom, more external, where this is inside. Right, this right here is in the range, or this is like outside, but it's still a part of that bigger range. So when you look at this chart and you go here, you can see what I'm saying. Like what I'm seeing here, for instance, here, right? Because from there we made a higher high. So we're pulling back to test this area, right? Potentially we could work out of that. If that doesn't hold, we're expecting a drop closer down to here on gold. So you treat this, if you're looking at this, you want to see if this sort of low holds on price. If price can maintain, stay above it. Even if it comes into it, it just tried to come into it right there. They could still try to go into it and hold it. But that's what I'm seeing when you look at price right now for Tokyo session. Currently at the moment. GBP Japan after gold, sure. But at the moment, this is what I see on gold. Potentially a bullish move building up here. See the low? We came from here. Market's gone up, pulled back, pushed up. So potentially, if there's a support made here, we could get a good bounce back up. That's what I see right now for the market currently. On gold. Usually, like currency, when it comes down to currency pairs, I'll trade those just on the daily. Like, I don't trade currency pairs that often. I'm not really a forex. I'm a gold trader, so I trade gold. Currency pairs maybe once a month, twice a month, maybe for a swing trade. Like I might trade USD CAD or GBP USD, Euro USD once a month, maybe twice a month, not a lot, right? Because I'll maybe take swing trades on those, try to hold for a bigger target. But I like to scalp and day trade gold. That's kind of where my everyday bread and butter is, just scalping, mainly gold, looking at gold. If it possibly going to move out of this, like you could look to scale in on gold, maybe target up to the highs, manage your risk. Everyone asks me how I manage my stop loss, and there's not a number. I don't just have a number like I'm going to risk 50 pips, I'm going to risk 100 pips. It's more about what's in front of me. What's in front of me, and based on also my experience, what's in front of me. Like, based on what's in front of me, I'll know how to risk in this time. Like right now it's 9:30. The market's not going to dump 200 pips right now, most likely. It's probably going to stay above this low. It could go into that low, right? And still have the move out. But I like to risk. I like to look at what amount I'm risking, because I like to put on money, right? So I like to put on X amount of dollars. I look at how much money I'm risking, right? I don't look at percentage. Personally, I'm looking at how much money am I risking right now? How much money can I lose right now? If this goes against me and I'm wrong. If this goes against me, I'm wrong. I'm looking at how much, based on the setup, like what I'm willing to risk. Sometimes it's $500. Sometimes it's $2,000. Sometimes it's $5,000. Sometimes I'll go all in on a trade, depending on what's in front of me, right? So it's not really a numerical number. Like I'm going to put my stop loss here and have one entry. Like I might take one entry here. If the market goes down, I could take another entry and take another entry, and I still won't hit my max risk with just the way I trade naturally. Because usually I teach how I trade, which is easier to do because it's easier for me to sit on my phone and just trade by myself in my brain, locked in on the charts. That's what trading is for me, is just quiet, not doing anything, just trading, looking at the patterns. Like, okay, gonna buy now because I see this. Yeah, potentially bullish move. Hopefully this 1 hour can come back. This 1 hour is flipping bearish right now. You could wait for candlestick closure on the 1 hour, because you can see that the top wick is forming on the 1 hour, which isn't so much of a good sign. This 1 hour still has 23 minutes on it left, though. Still a good amount of time for it to potentially flip back up. Yeah, I'll send a signal later tonight as well. Like, this is what I see right now, but I'll also send a signal tonight on gold. Closer to London. Maybe even during London, because I'm going to be up tonight watching GBP Japan. Might not see a lot on it, because again, currency pairs, don't trade them all the time, but the daily looks interesting. Like I talked about it this morning. If I don't see much from the daily, then I don't really look at a pair. Like that's why I'm in USD CAD sells, because I saw it on the daily. Because every day I focus on gold, so currency pairs are not my everyday focus. So I'll break them down, but not really like always what I like. Like if I was looking at GJ, probably buys around here if it comes down to here. If I was looking at GBP Japan, something like this. Do I have a system? A few, but I have 10 years on the charts every single day. 8 hours to 10 hours every single day on the charts for 10 years straight. Not a single day missed of the charts for 10 years. As much as you work at your job, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, I've been on the charts for the last 10 years. So I have time on the charts. I don't have a 1, 2, 3, I do this. I can see what's happening right now, and it's based on experience too, a lot of times. But I like to like the times I go live, for instance, like I like to go live at 7 a.m. If you hop on my 7 a.m. sessions, you'll see there's a reason I like to go live at that time. But if you think about me, I have 30,000 hours on the charts, right? So it's built up over 10 years of just knowing, okay, we could like just watching the candles, watching the behaviors, understanding the wicks, understanding the rejections, comfort, like candlestick closures. Most traders, when they start out, you'll see most traders who maybe have a year or two experience, or most traders who treat trading like a hobby, kind of have like 1, 2, 3, I'll do this. If you're really on the charts, you can read just price, naked charts. Like I have students of mine that are, at the rate, like I've been trading for 10 years. I have students of mine that have been trading now 3 years that are better than me at the rate they're going, right? In 6 years, they'll be better than I am at reading the charts. Because they're on the charts every single day. So it's about putting in time. Like your system, if you're looking for a system, it's go to my trading plan videos. Like I have videos on systems. One of them's called Building a Trading Plan. It's on my YouTube. Talking about, okay, you can go to the chart at the same time every day and just look for a setup at that time, like I did this morning. If you look at this morning's stream, no different from yesterday's stream. I looked for buys on gold between 8:30 and 9:30 yesterday. It didn't play out. Well, it did for a bit, and then it went down. Did the same thing today. So if you're looking at a system, my systems involve time, like the time I'm going to the chart, what the market's doing at that time, right? What I can see at that time, right? It's better to have a plan of how you're operating, but when you have a lot of time on the charts, you can kind of see spot different things. So system could be, for me, it's like time. The time and what? Like what and when. Okay, what's happening, when it's happening at, right? If you look at yesterday's stream in the morning and today's stream in the morning, they were no different from each other. I was looking for the same thing at the same time. So it can be approaching the market with a plan like that. Like, okay, the market's likely to do this at this time. London bearish, New York bullish, 2 days in a row, but it didn't stick yesterday morning. Keeping it simple today. I know, like, I'm looking at the chat this morning and I was getting confused in the chat because people are like, I'm in gold sells, I'm in gold buys. Everyone's like, it's gonna dump. I'm like, oh man, I see this, and everyone's. So next time I'm like, it's gonna chill on that. I'm seeing like people call sells on this, buys on this. So I was like, whoa, overwhelming. But keeping it simple, like having a system can keep you like more orientated, process orientated. Do I teach binary? No, I don't teach binary. I know people who do. It's kind of, for me, that's kind of whack. I don't know. I'm over that. I was never even really a big binary trader, even though I taught everyone how to do it. Taught everyone how to trade it, but I wasn't trading it big. I was trading like a $3,000 account when I was trading it. Like, that was like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, I'd say. I've always been more into Forex and crypto. That's where I think the money's at, like gold or indices. I know some friends like with international, like people that are more international, like that live in like Mexico or Colombia or like countries like that trade it, but nah, not me. I know people who do, that do good. I know people who do. I was still trading with like a couple, like not a lot back then. A lot of people are like foo-foo in that industry though. Like a lot of people were that claim to make, like I never claimed to make money in that. I just had like that's the thing. Like I took like I had a $3,000 account, but there's a lot of people who claim to make like tens and twenties of millions, and then I was over there on my MT5 sniping gold. I've been trading gold since those days. That's what a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of information I know about the markets and that I still haven't taught to. So stay plugged. Euro down to up. Now let's go back to gold. Where's gold at? Is it reacting? Might go up. It's sticking. It's testing the low. So when you're looking at demand, like you can see buyers come in, pump up. See, it comes back to the low. Did anybody see? I put in the Discord something today. I said, like, so a low, like support and resistance. And guys, watch the video I just dropped. Actually, my brain's all over the place right now, because just remembered something that I was literally talking about this morning. But watch this video. What is liquidity? But like with support, and I can even probably use Google Images for this. That might help. Well, I might have to pull up the trusty old Google Images for this part. So, like, when you're testing a low, when you have a low, any time frame, this could be any time frame. It could be a 5 minute, it could be a 15 minute, it could be a 1 hour. If it's a 5 minute, it's like right here, right now. It has to react right now on the 5 minute candles. Like, it could be a 1 hour. You sweep the low, or you hold the low. Either way, you're testing the low. So you can see right now, we just hit that low. My magic arrows, you'll get to know that my arrows, we call them my magic arrows. They work. My magic arrows work. 2670. See, the 1 hour is flipping back bullish. 15 minutes. We need, see the wick? If the wick becomes lesser, that is better as well. It'd be better if there was a longer wick at the bottom of this candle. This is the part that you're going to learn the most on these streams, is watching price with me. And the more I get used to it and having people on, because usually I'm just sitting here, my feet are kicked up, and I'm like, all right, watching, like I'm chilling. Got Call of Duty or Battlefield. I wouldn't say the lower 5 minute one question said the lower the time frame, the higher the competition. I mean, the more flexibility you have to have and awareness. Like, you have to be quick, I would say, at times where it's like, okay, if you know, but you can really spot at times who's in control on smaller time frames. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say harder, but in the beginning, not as clean. Might not be as clean in the beginning. See that? Look at that reaction. 40 pips. Come on. These are the parts where you guys will learn a lot about price action when you're watching me analyze like this. Because what we've seen there, remember, there's a 15 minute engulfing. So 15 minute engulfings usually get, like, not 15 minute engulfings, but engulfings in general usually get retraced. Dirt. Come on. Dirt. Damn, I'm gonna roll this last 2 weeks. I might have to do a withdrawal, to be honest. Took 8,000 to 20,000 in 2 weeks. That's pretty blessed. I don't want to get greedy. Do we stick to anybody? Did anybody sneak in? Come on, like, you gotta follow my magic arrows. Don't tell who's awake. Come on, tell me some of you guys got in that. Tell me some of you guys got in that. Come on, come on, come on. I would take partials right now. Take some partials. If there's a pullback, you could look for re-entry, because it looks like buyers are in control. You could take partials, look for re-entries. Wait for pullback. Like, you could hold, like, I would close maybe a little bit of partials in case there's a pullback. It's a good move. Pullback into the range now. Like, it's like buyers could be in control. We'd want pullbacks back into the range. Buyers are looking like they're in control now. More so. But it started, you saw that 15-minute engulfing I was talking about. Did anybody get in? Did anybody get in? Come on, tell me you guys got in. Take some partials. Pip and dip. We call this is pip and dip, like trading gold. When you get a reaction like that, it doesn't matter if it's 30 pips, 40 pips, 20, it could be 25 pips. You get a good reaction on a move that you were sensing, like you see something coming. You get that reaction, it's good to get out, especially these hours. This is like good scalping hours. But if you want to hold, you could try to hold into London, because London might go bullish tonight, New York bearish tomorrow. Or we get London bearish tonight, New York bullish tomorrow. We're going to be on for New York tomorrow. Yeah, if you want to swing gold, like, let's see. 4-hour correction. If tomorrow's news, so I'm probably going to be looking for entries tomorrow too. What pip and dip. Pip and dip. Go in the Discord. Drop it in the Discord if you guys caught that trade. I just made a quick little $400. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Pip and dip. Drop that in the Discord too if you caught that. Drop that in the DGen chat if you caught that. Some of you guys caught that. I'm proud of you. Good job. I'm proud of you. You followed the magic arrows. Get used to the magic arrows. They work. Trust me. Engulfing candle, right? It shows a sign of so it shows you. Remember I was saying in the moment, it shows you, okay, that just happened right now. Engulfing candle. I didn't know 20 minutes ago or 50 minutes ago, an hour ago, an engulfing candle was going to appear. I seen the engulfing candle, right? It's there. Fair value gaps help, but for a beginner, might be harder at first for fair value gaps, but those really help as well. Now, you could hold probably into London, but there could be a pullback. This might be setting direction. There could be like at some point a retracement will happen down, whether it comes up higher too. You could still hold it. Break even. Like if you have an entry down here, put it break even. But it coming back isn't a bad thing. Like, because look, 1 hour, 9 minutes till the close. It pulling back down, like wicking back down, isn't a bad thing. It could still maintain and hold the structure here. We just got a counter trend line break there as well. We can see pip and dip. I'm gonna buy a burger tonight. I'm gonna buy a burger tonight. They have a burger. I live in a hotel. They have a burger downstairs. It's like $58. It's like crazy. Someone asked on the stream, "Why do you live in a hotel?" I think you got it mixed up. It's like hotels have residencies. So some hotels have the hotel side, and then they have the residency side. So it's a hotel residency. Honestly, if you asked me 8 years ago if I thought I'd be living in a hotel, no. So it's kind of surreal. What's the goal? Was it a goal of mine? No, but I always had big goals, big aspirations. Why? Someone asked, man. Why? Everything's here. I don't have to leave, and I'm a trader. I like just being stationary. I don't like, as a trader, like I've traveled so much. Like I spent in the last year and a half 110 days in different countries traveling total, like 110 total in the last year and a half, maybe almost, like, yeah. So as a trader, you want to be stationary. So I like having everything kind of resourceful at my, I don't have to go far for everything. Gym's right downstairs. I walk, a gym. I want to go to the gym, 2 minutes. I'm there. Yeah, so now, like, partials for sure. Like, you're probably going to get a pullback into the range. I would say take partials. Expect a pullback. I closed. Why? Because price, when you look at it, why? Because when you look at this, it just took out this high, right? So buyer stepped in, we just took out the high. So we could come back into the range and still maintain the same range, still maintain the same area, right? So there's scalping, sometimes there's even scalping into swings with gold. Like there's times I do what I did right now, catch a quick pip and dip, but there's a pullback on the same setup and it still maintains. That can happen. So with gold, it's fast. Like when you get reactions like that, it could be good to close at times because a lot of times it'll come back to your entry and then still make the same move. Can I be your personal assistant? Maybe one day. I mean, when do I read volume? Yeah, I think after time, like that's Nick, you're good at reading like fair value gaps and stuff, smart money concepts, right? So, I mean, over time, it's time on the charts. You'll be able to see it with structures. You'll be able to see it from the setups that I got good at reading volume, and I'll be real here, might sound bad, from the setups I got in early on. The trades where I'm like, I see a buy and it goes down and then goes up. So I got better at reading like, oh, okay, there's where the real volume was to the left here. This is where I should have been looking. Is on a lot of the setups where I was wrong but kind of right. Like, okay, I got in and the market went down more. I got in for a buy and the market went down more, but then it ran up. So I got better at reading volume for those situations. I want to see if you guys drop it in the Discord chat if you guys caught those moves. I'll drop mine. Pip and dip live. Pip and dip live. I told you we're gonna be one day. I'll make an account, probably like a 5K account or something, to do for the live streams as well. Well, today's stream paid. Let's get it. This morning's paid for me. Not everyone caught the buys this morning. I mean, it was a high volatile environment. I can understand for newer traders, you might be kind of sometimes aggressive, scared in a high volatile environment, especially with news. I did say if it doesn't hold this, it might go to 2650, which we thought it could have maybe happened, but it held the low. It looks like it might try to pull back. Like volume, like you gotta like if you notice, I'm scrolling through different time frames. So if you guys notice, I'm navigating through different time frames, right? I'm going on the 1 hour. I'm seeing, okay, how's the 1 hour candle looking? It's bullish. It's got that 4 minute left on it. I'm looking at the 30. I'm looking at the 15, and that 15 has that engulfing that got retraced. So engulfing candles, especially when they're at like a low or a high, they'll typically get retraced about 50%. So a lot of times you'll have an engulfing, right? That could look like this, a big green candle that just emerges and it takes out some previous structure. You might have even like a high here in the market that engulfing takes out, or some other structures. A lot of times, like majority of the time, like when you average it down, it's like 78% of the time, it's going to retrace it to do something like this, an engulfing candle. That's one thing to note. And the more we see them on my sessions, because I've done live sessions for years, this is something I always talk about on sessions when I see it. If I see it, I'll note it and be like, look guys, you can see it on different time frames, right? I closed. No, I closed. Look in the Discord. I just posted it. If you caught it, drop in the Discord. If you caught that move, drop in the Discord. If you guys were able to catch that. I see Pip and Dip. Look at that. Oh, damn. That's pretty fire. We'll look. We'll see where it's at. I closed because it's just like pip and dip. If market gives a good reaction like that, I could have made whatever on that. I went light. I went pretty light compared to usual, but I'll take it. I just woke up. We've been on for what? How long we been on for? A bit over an hour, so I'll take it. Though, like since last week, it's been good. At 75, notice 20. Notice so 75. It's having a hard time getting above that 75 level. It's having a hard time closing, so we gotta go to a blank chart for a minute. This is the 4-hour. Oanda. That 75 level. Interesting enough, right? We can look left. Look at 2675. That's where we're having some hard time getting through right now. Shorts would be, because I'm looking, usually what I like to look at is like, okay, I got a bearish candle here. See this previous candle rejected down. And now we have this candle that's currently green. So I think this candle is kind of going to pick its side. It has 3 hours left on it. Is it going to close bullish and break above? Because if this candle closes bullish, possibly the next candle pushes up, right? But if it closes bearish, then we get continuation back down to that other zone I was saying before. It would be like the market would then come down to here. So right now, we just tested this, right? But see, 2675 is kind of a forced spot. I'm having a hard time getting above that. So the only way to get above that is to go through it. We can, like buys coming from underneath it, right? Price could maybe still hold, go through. Or it would take volume tomorrow to have this move. Come back down to the low, right? There's a few scenarios going on, and there's a few things I can see here that kind of building up. If we're looking in the moment, I'm more bullish, but obviously looking at the 4-hour, I understand there could be a drop depending on how this closes. So we just got that move. Let's see. Let's wait a little bit. What time is it? What time we got? 10 o'clock. Let's wait a little bit. Let the chart do something for like 15, 30 minutes maybe. See what else we can see, because it's 10 o'clock now. What day was this over here? Thursday, Friday. Maybe end of the week we break above. Last week the market. Look at Wednesday last week. Big dump. Like see here. Like come up, reject. Try to break through. If it fails, it could extend down more. Or kind of come up. Looks like it's trying to get above 2675 to me. What's going on? Oh, this guy says dad. This guy's been calling me dad for like 5 years. I'll call you young grasshopper. I don't know. So as it be my personal assistant. One day, I don't know, maybe one day. One day I'll need one. Depends if you can keep up. Like, it depends on what you could do for me. Look how much I do in Discord. So if you keep up with my brain. May try to get above 2675, right? If you look left. This guy's been calling me dad since like COVID, since like 2020. Something, I think. So like here we can see we're doing like that similar rejection, or it was like, if you notice here, we came down and we already made a bearish move similar to here, here, here. This week, like there's major news tomorrow, which we just got to get past that major news tomorrow. And then it's like, okay, we know, or sorry, Wednesday. Tomorrow's major news. So once that's done, it'll be easier to be like, okay, this is where the market's going. But what could happen maybe even after the major news, maybe Thursday, even going into Friday, you see maybe a break above here. We're going to obviously be live as well every night and day to see. Maybe trying to get above 2675. If you look left, there's maybe some clues that the market can give us that is kind of giving me some anticipation of this, like looking left. This high could resemble the high we're making right now, where again there could be a bigger dip down back to this low. So if this current low doesn't hold, we don't have another setup right now on gold. If anything, we'd have to wait for a break above here, unless you're just holding that. If you're holding that and trying to see if it goes, I got out. A break above here and a retest could be something to wait for. Or let price dump down. Or wait, there's a few scenarios. We got break and retest above 2675. That's one scenario for gold. Another scenario would be this low. If we come all the way down to this low, buys at that low. So those are two scenarios right there. Two bullish scenarios: break, retest, or if this flushes down to this low, to test the lows. Let's check out the chart. Let's go back to my other chart. I think I had one marked up. Where was it? Yeah, this one, the one we started with here. So the big green arrow points up. It's coming back down to the range. So it might actually be going for a re-entry here soon. Might be setting up for a re-entry here. Closer to the low again. Because if this doesn't hold, then we go down one more time. And we have another signal maybe for London session. If this whole area doesn't hold, then there'll be another setup later. But it looks like it's going for a re-entry. So shifts, market structure shifts, zone shifts. It's going for a re-entry right now. Buyers are in control right now. You can kind of, sometimes you have to gauge price too when you're looking at the market. Get a sense of who can be in control too. When you look at this is like kind of accumulating, right? What I mentioned before. It started with that 15-minute engulfing. 1 hour just closed bullish. So it's like this 1 hour is pulling back more, maybe to retest. See the 30, 15. We're getting a good 5-minute correction now. Is the 15 correcting? No, 15 not. I'd wait for more of a retest around here, where it pretty much around 2670, closer to 2670 if it can get there for a retest of that area. If it can get there. Come on. And you might get another similar move like we just got one more time. Maybe trying to hold. Maybe it holds. the structure. Like maybe this sticks overall. Like remember 4 hour, what the 4 hour looks like? 4 hour looks like this. You have your 4 hour looking like this, right? Oh, this is a good session. We already got GGs on this session. 2670 might hold. We have to be ready for New York tomorrow. So for now, so order blocks too, like that could be candlesticks. Like see this red candle right here? There's, you know, that's where we see a bearish candle, but after that buys came in. Order blocks as well are really good. When you spend enough time on the chart, you naturally can see them on different time frames. But for now, what I'm seeing is like it's maybe going for a re-entry. Remember what I said, like partials, you could take partials and try to scalp back in the same move. Because if we're looking like, okay, like we're looking at maybe it has this move up, right? And holds the structure on the 4 hour. That's forming. Remember, the 4 hour structure is up, flush down, back up. So maybe this holds, right, on the 4 hour structure. Doesn't have to after. I wouldn't say it has to engulf after. So now this is what, you know, this is what we'll do in New York too. Like today was like New York this morning was definitely not the easiest day. You know, you have days like this that aren't as easy, right, to gauge out. You even see me, I was really patient this morning. Sometimes I'm really aggressive. But this looks like kind of going for that re-ent out. Man, I wish it came down like 10 more pips. I would have re-entered for sure. If it came down to like 71, start to get closer to 70. Well, bigger picture could be trying to go for this move up. Where are we on the fib? Like we gotta take a fib here. And why is my fib like that? I need to change this. Not a bad session tonight. Yeah, 50% on the fib here. What did this last move do here? I think it stayed like 78.6. Yeah, literally 78.6. You can see this hit 50% here. Worked up. Then we came in that bigger golden zone area, 61 to 78.6. So right now it's hitting 50%. The fib. So when you look at Fibonacci, take a Fibonacci from this low to this high, right? You could see 50% got tapped right here. Nice, kind of almost double bottom there, and then it grabbed that, went into the nice little golden pocket between 61 and 78.6. So when you look at this low and you go up, about 50% actually just got tapped. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Wow, we literally got tapped on 50% of the fib. Some accuracy there. The magic arrows. But even what I was seeing, remember what I was saying before, seeing this low, imagine we come down 78.6, what I was seeing before too. These little trades can add up, like pip and dips. Like might seem like sometimes like you go small. Like I had some small positions that I was scalping after this morning and added up. It can add up when you get good at the reactions. The thing I like about gold is it can react like that. But once you get good at spotting like who's in control for certain moments, stay live with me. Come on the live sessions because there's gonna be different moments like this on different lives, like 2 p.m. Eastern time. Like in the afternoon, like 12, 1, 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's another key time where we have scenarios like this. There's different times of the day where we can have the same approach like right now. It could be in the afternoon. It can be pre-London, London session, London Open, or New York Open hours. The Fib cluster works. It's kind of making a zone in but making your zone between 61 and 78.6. Because obviously, like, yeah, you can hit 61.8 and you can hit 70%, but it might not always just perfectly react off of there. So a Fib cluster would be creating an area between 61 and 78.6, gives you a zone. Frankly enough, where I was looking for buys this morning. Would you look at that? The accuracy. Sometimes I'm more accurate than I realize. Sucks. There goes gold. Should have went 10 lot. Should have went mega lot. 10 lot, mega lot. What's the biggest lot I put on gold at once? Was 30 lots. Yeah. That's the biggest lot I've put on gold. That day was 22,000. The biggest lot I've had on gold was like 30 lots. Probably between like 22 and 30 lots. That was the biggest like lot at once. Oh man. Sweating there. No. So Fib clusters, like, I have a video that I uploaded years ago on Fibonacci that's really good training actually. I got out of gold. If you're still holding it, it's not a bad hold. You just have, what time is it, 10? Like, look at, you have, like, I would hold this hour if you're still in it. You probably get this hour continuing up a bit, maybe, when you look. So last candle closed bullish. Potentially, you got 45 minutes left on this hour. You'd want to see this hour continue up more. And then potentially take profit even on that move up, or gauge it out. Like, if this candle continues bullish, that gives you a good idea. Okay, let me watch, maybe see if the next candle continues. But if this candle doesn't do much, it could be like, okay, I'm gonna get out. Like, if we get a continuation bullish on this candle, that's like, okay, next candle could possibly continue that one then, and you get more continuation up. So that would be like looking at the next, this hour, how much can this hour go up? Really, if you're still in it. I see like 2 people said, someone said they're still in gold. If you're still in it, this hour could still continue. I got out. I'll probably look for another trader setup later in London today. Who knows? We might even come up to like here, right? Before London, if we push up. Higher high. It could be, I'm thinking it's London bullish, New York bearish, or London bearish, New York bullish again. One of the two today. Either we push up on London today and then reverse in New York, or vice versa. If there's any questions, drop them in the chat. If you guys got value on this stream as well, smash the like button. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this session as well. If you guys want me to keep doing these every single day. Maybe I'll add to the schedule some London session schedules or times. Some people, yeah, like some people have been hitting me up, like saying they're getting back into trading. I'm like, so people hit me up like, bro, are you still doing that trading thing? And I'm like, nah, bro. When people hit me up like, bro, are you still trading? I'm like, nah, bro. Like, clearly I haven't stopped. That's the thing, I never stopped getting off the charts. You could try to hold it out if you're still in. Like, this hour, you just got a bullish close. Just watch out for 1 a.m., 2 a.m. hour if you're in then. Volume then. What did last night do? Like last night, if you look at last night, it consolidated and then it pushed up and then it started dropping and it pushed up again, but then it went into sells. So there was some up last night, but then down. Subscribe to the Discord. The schedule's in there, and I'll drop the schedule at the end of the session. You'll see. Stay on to the end, and you'll see the schedule at the end. We're live every day, 8 times a week at different times. This time and another time. Gold's pretty much done for me. If I find another setup, I'm gonna get off the charts for a little bit, not overwatch the charts here. If you're in, you could, you're break even pretty much. I'm gonna wait until midnight, 1 a.m. to see kind of what the charts are doing, and if I see another signal or another setup, I'll update it in the Discord tonight. Better to wait now, for me at least, because there's no point in entering here. I had literally an entry down here, so no point in entering this now. I closed my entries already. You could get pullbacks to that, lower area, and find different buys later. I'm going to try to see if there's any signals later and watch the market. I don't see anything so much right now, but something you could maybe prepare for and kind of have on the back burner for Thursday, Friday, in case dollar goes down with tomorrow's news. You could kind of have this just in mind, right? Breaking above 26.75, because it's only Tuesday right now. We're going into Wednesday, major news tomorrow. So after tomorrow's news, we still got Thursday, Friday. You could have this kind of on the back burner as an idea if price is able to get above 26.75, potentially break and retest it, go higher. But I'll show the schedule when we're done. We started at 8:30. We caught a good trade. Happy to see some of you guys caught that one. If I see anything else, I'll just update in Discord. If I see any signals tonight, I'm going to wait for London to find the next entry. Obviously, there's what I see on gold right now, but another entry could come for me later. Again, so quick little gold recap before we get off, maybe in the next 15 minutes. If there's any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to show you the schedule in a minute before I get off, or once I get off here in 15 minutes. Type any questions if you guys got them in the chat. Discord's pinned in. If you look at the pin post, I'll pin it right now actually. So I just pinned the Discord. If you look at the chat. So obviously for gold, it's you gotta, again, you can make a fib on here. We hit 50%. I just 61, right? Well, if we're dragging it from the 4 hour, but from here, we just hit 50% on the fib. If we're looking from that low to high. So more demand below. If this area holds, because this is your 4 hour area, you could keep going up if this area holds. You can keep going up from here if this area holds. Because that's the 4 hour zone. When we look at the 4 hour on the line chart, we can see if we stay above here, if we can stay above here, we're more bullish. Or if we come back into there more, but still, we're more bullish for me. But yeah, we're going to pretty much wrap the stream up in a little bit, guys. Went over a lot of news this morning. Went over a lot of news at the start of this session on crypto. And throughout the rest of the week, we're going to stay kind of glued onto the charts and see what crypto's doing. Look at that, Bitcoin, 97,500. If you're looking for Bitcoin trades, I would wait for the market to either retest 95,000. So if you're looking for Bitcoin trades, it's a retest of 95,000 on Bitcoin would be good. So now we're above 95, right? So we're looking for a Bitcoin reaction, kind of the trade we just had on gold, coming back to 95 would be ideal. Reaction off of 95. Secondary setup would be between, like, again, under that, down in here is volume. My eyes can see volume in there. I don't know. We all might not have the same eyes, but you guys will learn to adapt. Right here, you can see it. There's volume all in here. There's a big gap. It's actually really big, which is down in around 92,500 area, like down in there. So maybe not 95,000 more near term, like closer, maybe tomorrow. But if 95,000 doesn't hold, it would be like looking to see if price can come back down in here for that scenario. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be live. Gold's going up. We caught a good trade on that. Good job for those of you guys who took it. I made a little profit there. I'm happy with it. Nothing crazy. Light day. That's a light day. That's a light day. But yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow, guys, in the morning, right before New York session. I would plug in tomorrow morning. It's going to be a big day tomorrow morning. Institutional levels, those are really, check out my YouTube videos, right? I teach a lot of, that's how I trade gold. Watch some of my YouTube videos on gold. Back down here, you'll have to find the ones about gold trading strategy ones. Easy 5-step strategy on gold. If you watch that one right there. Anyone that says gold, talking a lot. Any one of the streams, any one of the videos, go watch some of my videos. I talk about institutional levels, psychological levels with gold. It's really, really key. With gold, with Bitcoin, even currency pairs. Any market you're really trading, whole numbers, institutional numbers are very, very key. Anything you're trading, you could be trading GBP/USD, and you have right here $1.21. That's an institutional level, $1.21 right there. Institutional level, right? And anything you're trading, really, right? There's a 250 right here, institutional level right here, right? 250. Another one, 22, 250, right? A 250 in there. So for anything, I would say institutional levels are key. You might find you like to use them on certain assets or commodities more than others. Bitcoin, they work well. I went over that this morning on Bitcoin. Like, institutional level would be 97,500 or 95,000, 92,500 or 90,000. Those are whole numbers. So for sure, when you look at gold, every $5 on gold reacts pretty much like a whole number. Like, we just took buys. I closed already. Oh man, I was looking for that re-entry. That was the re-entry, that pullback right there. Because once, like, here's the thing. Like, here's where the buyers are now really in control. They pull back and they're still in control. Like right here, if you look at 2670, that's an institutional number right there. That's where we took buys, 2670. I got like 2671 between there. But that's an institutional level right there. So I value them a lot. People always ask me, like, how do you get your entries? What's your confirmations? Like, how are you entering? And a lot of times focusing on these institutional levels as well to get these reactions on price. Someone asked a question like, how much time should I put into trading as a beginner? Well, like, when you think about any skill set, like an athlete, like a pro athlete, how much time does a pro athlete put into being a pro in the beginning? Probably, like Kobe Bryant didn't, how many shots did Kobe Bryant take every day when he was a kid? when he was a teenager, when he was a young adult. When you think of any skill set, right? A doctor, how much time does a doctor put in to become a doctor, right? In the beginning, right? They put in as much time as possible, as much as they need to, right? So it's not, there's not a, I'm a beginner, I should just start here. I'm a beginner, I should go all in and utilize the fact that I'm a beginner and put the most time as possible, right? Because if I'm want to become a trader, it's going to be a long-term journey, right? It's a process, right? It's going to take years, right? It's a process, right? You're not going to become a trader overnight. So it's like there's no like 1 hour a day. It's the guy who puts in 8 hours a day, or the guy or girl who puts in 8 hours a day versus the guy or girl who puts in 1 hour a day. Who's going to just naturally be better, right? It's like if you go to the gym and you work out, like the person who goes to the gym once a week or the person who goes to the gym 5 times a week, who's going to be in just better shape, right? Who's going to be stronger, right? So it's just like kind of thinking in practical terms like that. Like literally the more time you put in, the better you're going to get, right? Naturally. Like if you put in 8 hour days, 6 hour days, 5 hour days. So Jim Rohn, if you know who Jim Rohn is, I'll leave you guys with the Jim Rohn quote, right? If you know who Jim Rohn is, right? He says, life didn't change for him until he started putting as much hours into his dream as he did his job. So he talks about working 10-hour, 12-hour days, but then he talks about coming home and trying to put as much time into his dream as he would put into his day job, right? If you study Jim Rohn quotes and you study motivational speaker Jim Rohn, right? Study what Jim Rohn says about that, right? How, life will change so it's not like looking at it very timid and saying, I'm a beginner, I should just put beginner time into it. What is beginner time, really? It's, you're trying to make the most of all your time, right? Your 24 hours in a day, right? If you got 24 hours in a day, well, what are your responsibilities? Is there work? Do you got to work 8 hours a day, right? Probably for most people, working 8 hours a day, right? So that still leaves you with 16 hours left in the day. You probably sleep 8 hours a day, right? Overall, right? So am I doing my math right here? Yeah. Sleeping 8 hours a day, that gives you 8 hours left in the day, really, to do whatever. If you go to work 8 hours, you sleep 8 hours. You have 8 hours remaining to do whatever. 8 hours in the day. If you work every day for 8 hours or 8 to 10 hours, you sleep. You have 8 hours to get. So that's why, like, when I eat quick. If you're around me and I eat, I'll be done eating real quick. I walk quick. I like to do things quick. But yeah, gold. Sleep like 10. We sleep a third of our life, so take that into consideration. My sleep, I'm able to sleep way better. I stopped drinking. Once I stopped drinking, my sleeps are way better. I don't know, a big thing. The charts will keep you up. What was your schedule when you worked? So it was 8 to 10 hours. It was 8 to 12 hour days with overtime. It just depended. Usually Friday, Saturday, Sundays would be longer. It was London session for me because I would work at 11 a.m. till, I'd get to work at like 11 a.m., 12 p.m. most days. So for me, I'd get home. I remember I would literally take the bus home. I would get home most days at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., midnight. It would be 12-hour days at the most. So I get home. So basically, like, I was ready to trade at like 11 or like midnight, London session. So for me, it was literally work, come home, charts, sleep, work, come home. It was literally just work, come home, charts, sleep. It was charts. I'd throw a movie on or whatever in the background, be on my laptop, That's all. I'd probably just throw a movie on, a TV show at the time, and literally go to work, come home from work, straight to the charts all night until I got tired. Until like my eyes were closed. Until I was like, all right, gotta get up for work now. So I wasn't really a New York session. Person's locked for 3 hours even, yeah. 3 hours a day can add up. I would say if you're at a minimal rate, do 3 hours a day. Why do I, start at 3 hours a day? Try to get to maybe a 3 to 5 hour range of studying too. Like time on the chart, because take this into consideration. If you're on the charts for 1 month, you don't have 1 month of experience. You're just a trade, like if you just start, let's say you just started trading today, or January 1st you started trading, you go to January 31st. If you spend 1 hour a day, you have that many hours of experience. You don't have 30 days of experience, really. You have only so much time of experience in those days, right? Experiencing a day would be literally, if you want to experience a day, sit on the charts from New York Open till London session finishes. Sit on the charts for 4 hours and watch price. That's experiencing a day. If you want to experience a day, watch the charts from 3 a.m. London Open, right? London Open till New York Open. You'll learn more just sitting there doing nothing, watching the charts. You'll learn more watching the charts, right? Doing nothing. But a lot of traders will, they'll be in the market for a month. They'll go on the charts for 1 hour a day, maybe. Weekends, they won't go on the, most traders don't go on the charts weekends, so I'm only saying 5 days a week. Realistically, if you think about spending 1 hour a day on the charts, that would be 30 hours a month. Again, most people spend more time at their job, right? So you got to be dedicated. So part of it's finding dedication too, to be like, I want to spend I'm going to spend 30 hours a week studying trading. Because then you'll get ahead faster, right? So you got to compound your time. If you're looking at 3 hours a day, compound your time, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. 3 hours a day would be 21 hours a week, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 84. 84 hours a month, right? Multiply that in the year, you're almost at 1,000 hours a year. You got to compound your time. You got to be hitting maybe 3 to 5 hours a day. Study on the weekends when the market's closed, right? Some days more, some days less, I'd say. Some days you can go, you might have a day where you go all in, you spend all night, but you don't got to do every single day like 8 hour days. You could do on average maybe 3 hour days, compounded, but just make it consistent on the charts daily. 3 hours a day, I think, adds up to a good range. 2-3 hours a day at the minimal, because you're looking at 21 hours a week. Multiply that. That's how you'll get good at recognizing, reading, and understanding behavior. It's one thing reading a Forex book about this is how this pattern works, but then like seeing things, all right? Now remember that. Because remember, like, I'm at the point where, it takes time. You spend time. It's like planting a seed, right? It's like planting a money seed, right? Planting a seed. It's like, I like to call it the money seed, right? So I call this like an analogy of mine, because I didn't really start making decent money in my trading until 4 years into trading. So for instance, if you look at maybe something like this, or let's say like this, for instance, this is like, for me, I didn't make really good money until like 4 years into trading. So it's like this, like, let's say this represents years, right? Years of trading. In your 5th year, you could make more money in the 5th year than you did the entire 5 years once you have the skill set down. And all that time you spent will seem like it's just getting started. Like, once you have breakthroughs, you have your first $1,000 day, you have your first $500 day, your first $100 day. Those will move you up, help you paradigm shift, help create a new level. Like, oh, it's just the beginning. I just had my first $500 day. It's just the beginning. Your first $10,000 day, that'll be a new beginning. Trust me. So like when you're looking at the years of trading, you might start off pennies, like really slow. Like maybe you're working the dollars, right? $5 trades. Maybe you're making $5 trades, right? $10 trades. And you spend a lot of time doing something for a while. Eventually you get really good at it and confident at it to it looks something like this, right? Do anything on the other side of trading? Airbnb, but that's about it right now. Crypto, man, and crypto trading is my life. Crypto, like investments, some stuff, but mainly trading is every day, every other day, if anything. The Bitcoin's looking good, market's looking good. XRP, what are we at? 82. Let's go. XRP breaking out. The bull run has started for XRP. Fire. That's, yeah, London session sometimes, literally. It does. Usually like 2-3 times a week, but there's some weeks like last week where you had like 4 days where it did that. Yeah, we caught a good gold trade. Oh man, for those of you guys that are still holding it, good job. You battled through the little pullback. See the 1 hour continuing, so you got closure. Remember this candlestick closure. I would go watch today's video. So new video dropped. What is liquidity? Drop that today. If you haven't seen the YouTube videos, be sure to watch them all because you're gonna want to catch up to this information. Because it would suck if I uploaded 10 videos in the next month and you haven't watched one of these. Then you just have so much videos to watch. So I would try to catch up. Because you'll probably see me drop like 10 more videos in the next month. So there's a lot already, I'd say. There's a decent amount. It's a good amount of time. So I'll try to catch up on some of that information. Why? Because you'll see me talk about a lot of things from these videos on these streams. Like candlesticks, for instance. This video. The candlestick video, I talk about candlesticks closing in that. I was just talking about that on stream. Remember what I was saying about gold at the beginning, about this 1 hour candle? I was saying the way the 1 hour looks, it maybe turns bullish. If it closes bullish, the next one could potentially go up, right? It's looking snazzy. So candlestick closure. Sells maybe 2685, 2690. If you get like a, yeah, that would be better. You'd want to wait for like a good extension. I'll wait for London. Like I said, I'll probably drop a signal for London tonight. So keep an eye out. Keep the notifications on. If you're new, subscribe to the channel as well, guys. Do you recommend having another side hustle? Like a job. Like honestly, like you could just have like you could learn how to trade and still have a job. There's no. I wouldn't say quit the job. Like. Have a job that is full-time. Find a job that's 40, 50 hours a week, 30, 40, 50, whatever it may be, that you can stack up. Like you have a job that you find a job that pays 2K a month, 3K a month, whatever it is. I don't know the amount, but obviously that is, you know, your main source of income. Side hustles, my side hustles are gold and meme coins. Those are my side hustles. Some gold and meme coins. Like, you want to get into businesses like Airbnb this day and age, that's expensive. That's an expensive business to get into. There's maintenance fees, costs, operation. I think in the beginning, your goal is to stack up. The way to get ahead is to invest, you know. So someone asked me how to make 6 figures. Well, spend less than you make. Invest the difference. Right? If you want to get to 6 figures, it's a very simple formula, actually. Might take you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. This could be a formula for once you get to 6 figures to get to 7 figures. The key to getting ahead, especially in this, especially inflation, the cost of living has increased over the last 10 years, obviously. So it's harder to save, I know. But the goal to getting ahead in terms of sacrifice is to spend less than you make, invest the difference. So whatever you make, you want to spend less than it. Whatever it is, you want to try to find a way that I can spend less than I make. Whether that's instead of buying coffee every day at Starbucks, making your own coffee every single day. Instead of ordering Uber Eats, home cooked meals every day, right? Little things like that maybe could go a long way when you add it up. Instead of having 10 different subscriptions to apps, like you're subscribed to Netflix, Amazon, this app, there's one thing maybe, right? So that's me. I live, if you know me, like at my level, you should see the way I live. I cook meals. I live like that to get Bitcoin. Not everybody understands it because it may take a level of belief, conviction, like what you know. Like once you get to a level of I know this knowledge, this information, then you might act accordingly. You might act a certain way. Not everyone's gonna act like me and literally like be a maximalist in this. There's people like Mike. You got your maximalists. You got your 10. You could be 10% in the market. You could be 20% in the market. Maybe that's just average. Above average would be like 30-40%. But then you got like maximalists who are like 50 to 70% in the market. Above that is anti. Bitcoin maxi is someone who's like 70 to 90% in the market. But this could go for crypto. It could go for stocks. Like it could go for there's different vehicles. There's index funds, right? There's different resources and vehicles out there. Bitcoin is I like Bitcoin. That's my vehicle. That's been my vehicle for the last 10 years. There's some people who like index funds, stuff like that. But if you're looking at getting ahead, like someone asked some questions, this is it. If you're trying to get ahead, you want to spend less than you make, invest the difference. Right? So if I make X amount per month, I'm trying to spend less that month so I can invest more into something, right? So not financial advice, just some maybe motivation, mindset, blueprint. You can take what you need from this. Take what you need from this sessions, discard the rest, right? Take any information that may resonate with you, right? I'm not saying you have to do all the things, right? Take what you can, discard the rest. But I'm going to be going over stuff like this from my 10-year experience. But I think for the night, guys, we're good. We'll be on in the morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. I usually start the streams about 15 minutes after 7 a.m., just a heads up, so you know. But 7 a.m. Eastern time is when we'll start. We'll be live in the morning. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Peace out. I'm going to wrap it up for the day here. I stake on Ethereum, Polkadot. Like, I'll do Bitcoin. I've never sold Bitcoin. Never sold my Bitcoin. I'm holding that for life. I'll sell my altcoins. Just take profit on those, H-bar's doing good. Like staking, I can do a staking training. I stake. I have to show you how that works. There's a few coins I'm staking. Like 5 coins. Sui, you can stake Sui. I'm staking some Sui. I started buying Sui at 80 cents. Sui, you can stake Polkadot, Ethereum, KSM. A lot of, there's, Solana. But yeah, we'll be live. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. If you got value, remember to smash the like button. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Schedule's coming up in a minute. I'm going to drop the schedule right now. So stay on. You'll see the screen change.
Bye.